everyone to the Beauty Supply Bootcamp Weekend. Give yourself a hand for just being in the building. Traveling from where you came from, driving, all that good stuff. I'm super excited. I am the retail genius. I'm literally passing the baton on to you guys for you to take it and run and be great. Have you ever wondered, right now, is it a good time to open a beauty supply store with everything going on? In this session, I'm going to teach you guys strategically how to open up a beauty supply store post-pandemic.
We opened up in a pandemic. We were trained. We already went through the boot camp. We knew what to do. We knew we had to stay focused. So we literally had to pivot. We pivoted. We had to come up. How are we going to do this? Curbside, delivery. I'll come to you. What you need? What you need? Throw it out. Where you at? We coming.
And I think in beauty supply, there's a little mindset. Hey y'all, hey, listen, this was not supposed to happen like this. I don't know why that video don't want to play. It won't let us be great today, but that's all right. Listen, your girl Janice is live. I'm live. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Good evening. As you guys are jumping on into the virtual room, please drop your city in the chat. Drop your city in the chat as you guys are jumping into the virtual room. Okay, drop your city in the chat. I'm super excited for tonight's live, but before I get into all of that, I just want to share, we have so many new people in this group. And so guys, what I always love to do, as soon as I get on, I really want to know where you guys are logging in from. And if you're catching the replay, type in replay in the comments and also let us know where you are logging in from. So like I said, I am logging in from Queens, New York. It is your girl, Janice Fredericks. I was born and raised in Queens, and this is actually where I got my beauty supply start from. So if you guys are new, I started in beauty supply over a decade ago when I pioneered on this movement to becoming one of the first Black-owned beauty supply stores in New York City. So we opened a store called Fabulous Freddy's. We ran those stores for over 8 years. And then I dove into consulting because there was such a need for this information on how to get into this industry that has been historically dominated. And it's impossible. Has been impossible for us to get in for the past 3 decades. So that is why we are here today, right? We are here today to talk about how we can get into this $17 billion industry and capitalize off of the dollar that we spend the most on, right? Black women are the number one consumers in beauty supply, and yet we own less than 1% in this industry. And because I saw that number when I was a beauty supply consumer and I wanted to be a beauty supply owner, it is now my mission to get more Black women and Black men to become beauty supply owners, right? And to reclaim this industry that we had created back from the 1920s, y'all. Okay, so I'm really, really excited about this. If you guys are not aware, we have a conference that we are doing next month. It is April 27th through the 29th. I tried to show y'all the video from last year. It didn't play, but it was lit. It was lit. And this year, y'all, instead of us doing 2 days, we're doing 3 days. But I'm not going to get into too much of it, right? Because I have a special guest with me tonight. And so what I want to do is bring up the MC for the event that's going on next month. I'm going to bring up my good brother, Dante. He is going to be emceeing the event. He is a motivational speaker, and he is going to be giving us some good mindset tonight, because also simultaneously, as we are preparing for this conference, we want to finish the first quarter strong. And y'all know I always like to do these lives at the end of the first quarter, at the end of each quarter, just to get y'all revved up to finish strong. So without further ado, I want Dante to come through and introduce himself and give us a little bit background on who he is.
What's up, man? Good. Man, listen, thank you so much, Janice, for having me on. Thank you so much for trusting me to be an MC at this amazing event, man. I'm so grateful and so honored to be able to have this opportunity. What's up, everybody? My name is Dante Stephens, and who am I, right? Who am I? I am a purpose-driven motivational speaker, man. Listen, how did I stumble across this life as a motivational speaker? It was just this dire, burning desire that I had inside myself, right? To know that I knew to know I wanted more out of life. I wanted to do something that inspired people, that motivated people, but I wanted to do it in such a way um where it made people feel like they can achieve anything, right? They can surpass any limiting thoughts or anything that was in their way, right? And the reason why I feel so passionate about it is because I too was that person that had all of these limiting thoughts, had all of these things that was trying to block me and stop me from getting to that next level. But the problem I was dealing with and I was facing at that time was that I had this desire in me to do more, right? And I know you guys are the same way. So I'm jumping right into it, Janice, because you asked me who I
Let's
am.
go
This is
ahead.
who I am, right? This is who I am. I'm a person who shares his thoughts, his ideas, and his experiences. And I'm making a living doing that. I'm the person, right? If you want to define who I am, it's a person who's always chases purpose, right? Even when I didn't know what was, I was chasing
That's
purpose,
good.
right? I'm the person that knows purpose like no other, because I decided to leave a multiple six-figure business to take a chance on purpose, right? I chose to do something for the first time in my life on purpose, right? And the decision that I made to do that, man, to say that, like, hey, I know that God called me here to do something bigger and better with my life. He called me here to say, hey, man, I need you to share your experiences with the world. I need you to share your story with the world, because there's somebody that feel like they can't do more than what they're doing, right? You guys are here
Yeah.
in this group because you want to finally take that idea out of your brain, that idea of having a beauty store, right? And you want to be the one that actually owns one, to have your people that look like you come shop with you in your store, right? But something is stopping you, something is blocking you, and I'm here, right? I'm here to help you guys to navigate through that, and I can't wait to see each and every last one of you. Oh man, what is it? The 20? I can't remember the dates. The end of April.
It's the 27th. It's the 27th through the 29th. I'm excited, y'all, because what I know about us is specifically in our community trying to get into this industry, that we haven't seen more people like us, right? When we go to the cash register, right? We're giving money to someone that doesn't look like us. So Dante, I want you to talk a little bit about how powerful would it be to be that person on the other end of the cash register, actually serving someone that looks like you for the first time.
Mm. What I think about, Janice, when you said that, what I thought about in that moment, I thought about my daughters, right? I have two daughters, right? A 13-year-old and an 8-year-old. And I just had that visual when you said that, like, what would it be like if they went into that beauty store, right? That beauty supply store. And the person that owned it, the person that was at the cash register, the person that was there leading their team looked just like them. And what it made me think about, it made me think about exposure, right? And I think, like,
Exposure. Oh, that's a good word.
yeah, that's the thing. Like we don't have in our community, we don't have enough exposure. Like, people need to see these things actually happening. So for my child to walk in and
Yeah.
see somebody owning this, right? Somebody owning something like this, where when we know, like, it ain't us that owning these beauty supply. Usually when my wife and my kids go, they see somebody of another race. But think about, they come in and they see somebody look just like them. What type of belief they would have in their mind now? What would they think now?
Yeah.
Oh, I can own my own. I can have my own hair product. Hey, I can actually get my product put in a Black-owned store. I can run my own store. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about when I think about that. It's just the exposure. I think about my kids. I think about people that look like you, that can now dream the same way you're dreaming. Now that your dream has turned into reality, somebody else can see what you've done, and they can have that same dream, and they can see that it's achievable.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned that, because I always say this. At my grand opening, I have this picture of my grand opening. My entire family was there. And, everyone from my grandmother to my father, like I had aunts who flew in to see this grand opening, to see one of their relatives, their niece, their daughter, their granddaughter open this store at 24 years old. And I thought to myself, like, man, this is such a proud moment for me. I feel so good that my family was here. But when I saw the community come out to this grand opening, I saw the line outside the door and I saw the community come out. That is when I really felt most proud. It wasn't that, okay, I was making my parents proud. It was literally the community was blown away. And I was 24 when I did this, y'all. I was 24 years old and I hadn't a clue on how to open a beauty supply store. I just did it. But really, it was the community that was inspired. There was a community. So when the community does see this Black-owned beauty supply store, like, you will see, guys, how much support your store will get. How much support people will come, and even the young generation, right? Like Dante said, like having young Black girls come in and see another Black girl running the store, not just running the cash register, but to own this store makes a world of a difference, right? And that exposure, that is just literally the perfect word to describe it. And that's why it's so important for y'all to come out to this weekend, right? Because there's also proximity to wealth that is going to be in the building, right? You want to be around people who are literally on the same journey as you and be inspired and all the fire content prepared for y'all. You're gonna get the trainings, right? But I really want you to think about the exposure, proximity to wealth, the inspiration and networking opportunity that's also going to be there. Dante, talk a little bit about those intangible things that you get when you show up to a conference like the one that we're going to be at next month.
Man, you said it. You hit the nail on the head. You said the key word, and that's proximity. Some of you just don't know how powerful it is for you to get in the room. Like I always say this, like one of my major points I always make, I was like, you deserve to be in a room, right? You're supposed to be in a room, right? And when I talk about the room, I'm talking about like those conferences. I'm talking about those places where there are people who are dreamers just like you, people who have a big vision just like you. Because some of the time, like the people that you hang around, like they be cool people, they be good people, but sometimes we have to realize that they are not where you are, right? And you trying to get them to see your dream, you trying to get them to see your vision, you trying to share all of these details about what you want to make happen to a group of people who just don't understand. It's not that they don't support you, they just don't understand, right? And you have to know, like, hey, you have to draw the line right there, and you have to get yourself in the room. And getting in the room is getting to this conference, getting around other beauty supply, future beauty supply owners, right? And some already beauty supply owners. So y'all can share notes, so y'all can talk to one another, so y'all can rub shoulders. It's just something about being in that room, being around other powerful individuals. That stuff is gonna bleed over into you. I'll tell you this, man. I remember like, it's probably 8 years ago or so, right? When I went to my first conference. And I remember going to that conference and being in the room. But before getting there, I remember just being in my silo. I remember being in my office, in my home by myself, really just trying to figure this business thing out, feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed, feeling like I know there's another level to this thing, right? But I didn't have the secret sauce. I didn't have the code. I didn't have what I needed to get to the next level. And that's when I was introduced to this conference. And when I went to this conference, I remember first day sitting down and I'm in there around nothing but amazing individuals. And I'm listening to speaker after speaker and I'm networking with people. And I just knew immediately I was in the right room. Right. And I knew immediately that I've been in the wrong rooms this whole time. Right. And when I say the wrong rooms, I mean, I just been in the room in my house working on my business, working on the things that I think I should be doing, but now don't have a clue on what I'm doing. Right. But when I got in the room, y'all, the energy was flowing. I was listening to things that I never heard before. I was gathering information that I never even heard before. I was seeing things that I never saw before. I started believing differently. And I tell you, man, to this day, that one conference, I've been to many conferences after that one, but from that one conference, man, I'm still like, I sowed a seed when I went to that conference, and I'm still reaping the benefits from it now, whether through relationships, whether through clients coming through it, whatever the case may be. Even my knowledge changed, my mindset changed, right? Because now I know a new thing. So I'm telling y'all, you can see how passionate I am about conferences and about being in the room, because you need to get around people who think like you and think bigger than you, so you can start thinking a different way, so you can start showing up a different way. I'm telling you, it's very powerful. Also, it's powerful for you to see it happening, for you to see it happen in real time, for you to be there and you see somebody like Janice teaching her program and teaching her steps and showing you the things that she went through. She giving you the proof. See, some of y'all just need the proof. Before you can prove it to yourself, you have to believe that you can take the step and do it first. So when you see somebody who's already proving this thing, who got receipts, that's what you need, people. You got to get some receipts. Sometimes you got to just look at somebody else's receipt real quick and say, okay, this is really real. Let me feel this. Oh, man, this is a real thing, huh? Oh, so this is really achievable, huh? Because the people that you're around right now, they can give you motivation. They can root you on, and they can give you high fives and all that, but they can't give you the next step, right? They can't tell you what next step to take. They can give you a little bit of encouragement or whatever, but they still can't help you. You need to get around some people who can help you, because I'm telling you, you could be in a room with somebody who's already doing and aspiring to do, already doing what you're aspiring to do. And they can give you one nugget. They can give you one gem. They can take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures. They can give you one gem. They can take your business from 7 figures to 8 figures. They can give you one gem just to get one gem.
One gem. It's one gem.
Business going, even if you haven't started yet. You're trying to leave that job so you can do this thing full time. They can give you that one gem. But I'm telling you, you can't get that gem. You can't get that information. You can't get that power. You can't get that energy. You can't get that insight. You can't get all of that if you don't show up. You can't get it if you don't get in the room. So listen, if y'all don't do nothing else, find those coins. Go through that bank account. Go through that pocketbook. Go through whatever you got to go through. Get those coins. Get to this conference. Get in the room, man. I tell you, you won't leave the same way you came.
Absolutely. That's so good, man. Listen, before we wrap up, because that was, and I love that one gem thing, because it was one gem that changed my business. So that one gem thing, y'all, is very, very true. That you have to get the information for your business to change, you may need to change for your whole business to change. And we're going to have a lot of business owners that's going to be in the building. And so don't think that this is just for people who are wanting to get in, y'all, because we have a whole second day that's dedicated to helping you grow and scale your existing beauty supply store. So don't think that I don't got y'all, because I got y'all, because I know what it was year 2 and year 3 trying to figure out how to increase my sales and what I need to do and what marketing strategy I need to implement. I got y'all. But here, I want Dante, before we wrap up, because a lot of you guys are stuck in a 9-to-5, and I speak to you guys every single day. And that 9-to-5 is very cushy, and it's safe. It's your safe place. Now, Dante I want him to talk a little bit about his journey and how he left multiple 6-figure business to pursue what he is doing now, and how you have to sometimes leave that comfortable place to go to your next level, because your next level is literally on the other side of what's really, really uncomfortable. But I want him to share his story for you guys, especially if you're sitting in that 9-to-5 and you know that you need to move to the next thing.
Yeah. So before getting into motivational speaking, right, I had this business. I had a service-based business where I did home theaters and home technology. And how I got into that business, it came from just like a simple idea, right? Everything starts with an idea. I was exposed to something. I had an idea that I could hang a TV on the wall, right? And I did this in my house. So I did the research. I explored a little bit, figured out how to do it. And voila, I made it happen. But not knowing that just by making that happen, other people were going to be requiring my services. Other people are going to be asking me for my services, right? So therefore, that idea turned into, oh, I can make this a business, right? So I ran into some good people, found me a mentor, somebody who was already doing what I was aspiring to do. Again, proximity is power around, community, right? So I end up starting this business, and I end up taking a TV hanging business and turned it into a multiple six-figure full-out home theater, home technology business. My business was doing great. My business was doing well, right? But I get about 10 years or so into this business, and then I just kind of run into a brick wall. And that brick wall was telling me like, hey, man, something ain't right no more. I don't feel this anymore. I'm not excited about what I'm doing anymore. Now I'm questioning God. I'm like, God, why I feel this way? I'm successful. I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeding my family. I'm taking care of people. I hired some people, right? I got all the things you could ask for. I had it, right? But something inside of me was like, no, bro, you got something else in you. I want you to do more. So now I'm questioning what's more. And I remember taking some time off work, and I took some time and just sat there and thought about what was actually going on. I took a quiet day, right? A quiet day, a day that I didn't speak the whole day. I didn't listen to anything the whole day. I just sat and I just listened to the inside, listened to my thoughts, listening to God, letting him speak to me, right?
That's good.
And one question came up out of that whole 24 hours I was silent. One question came up, and it was why? Why? Why was I doing this? What was my purpose in this business? And I spent the rest of that day trying to figure out why. Now, I came up with a why. Keyword came up. I made something up to make me feel better. I got back into business thinking, okay, I know my why now in this business. I lasted 2 more weeks in that business before I told my business partner that I was done.
Wow.
It was because my why, my purpose in that business has already transpired. I'm sorry. My purpose in that business has already expired. I'm sorry. It expired. When something expires in your life, you got to be able to move on. I didn't get into that business with this whole deeply rooted thing where I want to change something and do this and do that. It wasn't deeply rooted. It was just God teaching me and showing me that, hey, I got something bigger and better for you. So I need you to get into entrepreneurship. I need you to prove to yourself that you can do something outside of working in a mill, that you can do something outside of working at Lowe's or working at any of these department stores. You got more in you. You may not have your degree yet, but you have more in you. So I need you to prove to yourself that you can do entrepreneurship and do it at a very high level. But it don't stop there. So when he hit me with that purpose, when I started questioning my purpose, I realized like, oh, this ain't it. So then I found myself, I said, okay, God, okay, what do you want me to do? But the thing is, he already had started positioning me into this space because I was having sidebar conversations with people, sharing my thoughts, sharing my ideas, sharing my experiences. I was having moments just like this, where I inspire people, where I would give them tips on their businesses, where I give them tips on how to better their lives. So he was already positioning me. So when he told me it was time for me to move on, it was up to me to take the torch. I remember one day waking up one morning and I went out for a run because I'm questioning God. I'm like, God, what are you telling me? What are you telling me? And I ran. I mean, that probably the longest run I've done my whole life. I mean, I was running until I got an answer. But I remember him saying, Dante, you're done. You're done. You've done all you can do in that business. You're done. And in that moment, I had this overwhelming calm. And I knew then I was making the best decision. So I made the decision to walk away from that business.
That's so good.
As soon as I walked away from that business, get what God did. God blessed me with a couple of clients right off the bat. Because what he wanted to do, he wanted to prove to me. He wanted me to prove to myself that I was making the right decision. And I never looked back after making that decision. Now I live a life of purpose, on purpose. So for you, that job that you're working, it has a purpose. Use it for its purpose. But understand, at some point, that time will expire. And it's going to be time for you to take another leap. And that leap is not going to be the easiest leap. It's going to be scary. You're going to question it because we're going to think about things like, what about our family? What about the money? What about this? God is going to provide. He's going to give you a plan and a structure. He's going to help you see it through. But he needs you to take action first. You have to understand that once you prove it to yourself, that's all that you need. You just need that little ounce of belief. You just need to prove to yourself that you can do it. And that's all I did. So how did I do that? I just reinvented myself. I continued to reinvent myself over and over again. At one point, I was a home theater professional. Now you can call me a motivational speaker. But at the end of the day, I'm just a purpose-driven human being out here living life on purpose, for a purpose. So that's how I ended up here. The story gets deep. I know we don't have all the time.
Very deep.
But I just give you a snapshot of the journey and all the things that I've gone through and how God just showed me that, man, listen, I got more for you. And I want to tell you guys, he's speaking to me now. He got more for you too. That job ain't the end all be all. I'm not telling you to up and leave your job. Your job has a purpose, but it may not be in alignment with your purpose. And you got to make sure you're doing the things that are in alignment with your purpose. If the purpose of that job to make sure that you put food on the table and make sure that you can fund this business idea, then use it for that purpose and that purpose alone. But it's not permanent. Everything that you're going through is temporary. You got bigger, awaiting. You got better awaiting. All of these things are waiting for you, but it's waiting on you to take action. That's all I got for you.
Yep. Ooh-wee. Daggone. Come on, Dante. Throw him some fire emojis in the comments. Okay, we got a weekend of Dante and his mindset coaching. And let me tell you something. We gonna need this. You gonna need this when you get into this industry because it's not easy, y'all. We need a whole mindset revival. Okay. This is just a taste of what you guys are going to get this weekend. And the reason why I brought the best of the best out to help y'all get through the mindset stuff this weekend, because I just want y'all to be very clear. It is not going to be an easy journey for us. It wasn't easy for us. We are, even though I did this 10 years ago, guys, we are all still pioneers in this movement, meaning you could potentially still be like one of the first Black-owned beauty supply stores ever in your community, right? And so I just want to be clear. We are all still pioneers here, right? And it's amazing. And it's an amazing journey, this amazing movement of Black entrepreneurs. There's no other industry where Black people are still trying to pioneer to get in, right? So this opportunity is amazing. And I want to make sure that y'all understand that we are all making history here. We are all making history here, and I'm excited about it. Dante got me real hyped, okay? But we're going to wrap it up here. We're going to wrap it up here. It's 9:35. We're going to wrap it up here because Dante, you know, he wake up like 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
That's it, man. You got to get up, man. You got to get up, man. Listen, your eyes open up that morning. You should be excited. And I'm excited at 3 a.m. in the morning because I got to get prepared and ready. God gave me an opportunity, man.
He's a coach's for real. So I'm excited. And thank you so much, Dante, for coming on tonight. And guys, we hope to see you in Atlanta next month, y'all. If you are on the fence, I want you to get off the fence, y'all. I want you to get off the fence. For the first time ever, I have payment plan options available. Y'all know I don't get down with payment plans, but we have payment plan options available to remove the excuses because I want to see you there. I want to see you there, guys. So it is going down. Go to beautysupplybootcampweekend.com. Registration is closing next week. I want y'all to get y'all tickets today. Beautysupplybootcampweekend.com, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Dante. And thank you again so much for emceeing this event for me. I am super excited and super honored that you said yes to the call. And guys, we will see you. Take care.